Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Christian Styles here again with another video, and this video is going to be a topic video, as I said before, that I was going to try and bring back some of my topic videos. And so without further ado, this is going to be one of my topic videos that I haven't done in a very long time. But basically what I do is I pick a topic that I am passionate about and I spew on that fact. So let's get into it. So recently, I have been seeing a whole lot of topics about gender equality and clothes have no gender, and stuff that I'm extremely passionate about. And I just watched several videos about that just hit the news. Well, it hit the news a while ago, about this man who is extremely popular on Instagram, and I even follow him personally. And I'm just like, I wouldn't say at a loss for words, so to speak, but I'm very surprised. His name is Mark Bryan, and I really appreciate him as a pioneer, as an older pioneer, someone who's been doing this for years and years and years, for people like me and for people like He Heals and for people like He Flawless and for people like, like all these, or Kenneth Synagogue, and for people like Malibu Dollface and all these people that are in this industry, in this business, that all stand for the same thing. I really do respect when someone can, just take something that is a really big issue in the world and make it such a pinnacle talking point, and for it to be the talk of the town, and to see that the world is changing from, my efforts, even Christian Dennis, his efforts, and all these people that really mean the world to the LGBTQIA plus community, that is paving the way for other people, for younger people, to see that A, clothing has no gender, and B, that men can do anything that women can do, and it has zero to do with sexuality. And like Young Thug and all these different people who wear all these very exotic things to their award shows, and people like Billy Porter and Little Nas X, and I see that there is a shift in what is becoming appropriate in today's society, and I feel like that has all to do with the people that are really up on the front lines, really fighting the battle for gender equality, as well as, trying to throw out the stereotypical gender norms that, heterosexual people that have a different viewpoint than we do, place upon us, and the expectations of the world. And someone who is non-binary, gender fluid, whatever you want to call it, I'm a very androgynous person. I would think that, myself, and none of my female partners have a problem with what I do, because I am out here and I'm changing the world. I am changing the way people see things. And this I don't know if you guys can even see that, if the camera will even focus. I don't think it will. I don't think that it will. But anyways, this is Mark Bryan. I'm gonna put his name on the screen here, and Mark Bryan 911 is his Instagram, and he is such a very powerful figure. And I just am seeing, after seeing his little news, like how he went on the news, and I'm like, this is exactly what this world needs. Somebody needs somebody that is the poster child, or the head of a society, a community, a group, even though he's not the person who originated it, the people like us are making it the norm, and that is really something that I would like to see, and something that is so very empowering for me. um, and I get that question a lot, like what makes you so passionate about this topic? And it's just simply because people can't really help who they are, and what they like. People like what they like, and that should have absolutely nothing to do with the sciences of sexuality, because the two are very, very different. And until the world gets to a point where we can understand that and grasp the concept of it being a very two different subjects, like they're on total opposite ends of the spectrum, two different sciences, two different mindsets, two different viewpoints, clearly, um, we will never be able to move forward. We will never be able to progress in the way that the world needs to progress and move forward. And when I see stuff like this, it just makes me so happy, because I'm seeing that my efforts are being, um, uh, my efforts are being seen, and people see me. People see Christian Dennis. People see He Heals. People see us. And as a community, we are people who really blaze a trail, in such high numbers, and such, we're out there as influencers are supposed to be. We make other people follow in our footsteps, and give other people the confidence and or the courage to do what we do. And we don't care if anybody judges us. Like, nobody cares, because we know who we are. And that's really where it comes down to. When you know who you are, you could care less, and you can walk in your truth, and you could be okay with that, because we know who we are. And I feel like there's such a community, and there's such camaraderie out there with this particular subject in mind. Men that wear heels, men that wear makeup, men that wear weave, all these different kinds of things, because they really, at the end of the day, they're just things. They do not have a particular gender. And for the world to put a stamp on things, put a stamp on the female side of the store, and put a stamp on the men's side of the store. One day I want to walk into a store and everything be, just there. I don't want a sign that says men's. I don't want a sign that says boys. I don't want a sign that says girls or ladies or women. I just want to walk into a store and see things. And I want to see people of both genders on both sides of the store, if that fits your fancy. I'm not saying everyone needs to be this way. Everybody needs to see things the way that we see them. But what a world it would be if there were no labels. And oftentimes the labels and the criticism and the judgment that comes from that is what makes it so impossible for people to just live in their truth, because they're afraid of the judgment, or they're afraid of the bigotry, and they're afraid of being attacked in public for just being who they are. I wish somebody would attack me, but at the same time, it truly is a fear. It's truly a, you never know what's gonna happen. You don't know, you just don't know. You never know. And the fact that we have to be guarded, heavily guarded, and we have to carry a weapon, or we have to find some way to protect ourselves, and hence why we have so much gun violence, because things happen and there's so much hatred in this world. These are things that absolutely shouldn't be happening. And the fact that they are is really poison. And I can't even tell you You know, how happy it makes me to see all of these people like really come together. And I want to do collabs and stuff like that with people of my community. I would love to meet Mark one day because I think that he, as you know, a 61-year-old man, is absolutely amazing. And he, you know, wears skirts and heels to work, and he doesn't give a damn. And it's kind of like he wears a men's top and a woman's bottom, trying to make the point that it doesn't really matter. It's just clothes at the end of the day. He raised 3 kids that way. You know, nobody even bats an eye. Like, he could care less, and he wants to see the change in the world come, you know, even if it doesn't come in his lifetime, even if it comes after his lifetime. And that's the beauty in so many young people like myself and Christian Dennis and He Heals and Kenneth's Synagogue and all these people, and James Charles. James Charles is a big one, that really are out here paving the way. You know, like I said, Lil Nas X, all these people who put the change that they would like to see in the world first. They put that first and foremost. They always have, always will. And I absolutely love that they have no, there's just no care in the world. They are going to do what's best for the world on a whole, and they don't care who's bothered by it. And that, I think, speaks volume, and that I absolutely love them for. I give myself a whole lot of credit too, because there's things that I do in this world, and you know, in the society that we live in, that most people wouldn't dare try. And it's because I have such thick skin to the point where I'm like, who cares? Like, you don't have to like it. People can do things that you don't like and that make them happy without your approval. Like, people are gonna be them regardless. Like, nobody cares. I don't wake up every day and get all glammed up for the world's approval. I do it for me. I do it for me and the change that I want to see in the world. Not because I could care less. I don't care about what your opinion is. You don't like it, that's fine. Close your eyes. So it's kind of like, I can only control myself. I can't control how you take it or how you perceive it. And us as a community, I think we really need to understand that there's no real way to stop the bigotry and to stop the hatred, other than to continue to do us and hope that everybody else follows suit. Like, that would be my best advice, is to just continue to do you and hope that others follow suit. And so basically where we're at in today's time is just, we're all trying to figure out where we go from here. Like, where we go from here. And I like that we are getting so much recognition, and that's why I am so proud to you know, be in public in full glam and heels and, you know, whatever else I decide to put on. And it's because the stares and the look, that doesn't bother me. I could care less. Like, you looking because I'm the talk of the town and I'm that bit, you know, YouTube regulations. But you know what I was getting ready to say. So I'm just, you know, it doesn't bother me, especially because I know who I am. I know I look good. I know that my spouse loves it, and I know that everybody around me, although they might not agree with it, they understand the goal. They see where I'm trying to go. You know, they see the change that I'm trying to bring. And it's not going to be just me or just Christian Dennis or just James Charles or just Lil Nas X that brings this change about. It's going to take, even more, unfortunately, it's going to be much longer than our generation can ever, because there's people who came long before us, Billy Porter, Mark Bryan, and, you know, all these different people, lots of people that came before us that are doing these same things, and you know, we need to get to the point where it's very common. The fact that they had to put a law in, it's called the Crowns Act, where they made it illegal to discriminate against black hair in the workplace and, you know, wherever else, that they can say that it is unprofessional, um, and the ethnic styles are not welcome in certain places, and the level of professionalism that they ring off. Like, not everybody's hair has to be straight and slick and, you know, done up and, you know, um, white people approved. And the kid that refused to cut the dreads for the graduation, and, you know, there shouldn't be rules in place for things like that. And it's always the African American community, more so than anyone, who gets this kind of hatred and bigotry. Because even Mark Bryan, as you know, an older man, he's still an older white man in America, so there's still a sense of privilege there for sure, that he probably wouldn't get anybody telling him anything, because, you know, he does in fact have white privilege. But had it been someone in my shoes, or Christian Dennis, or, you know, even, you know, I just can't imagine any of the black influencers or the African American influencers getting the kind treatment or the kind words, or the, you know, they don't get the full-on hate that we get. And even James Charles, I don't think that he gets the full-on hate that we get, because there is a level of privilege because he is white. So um, it's just something that most people don't sit around and think about, unless you're African American and you have to deal with these things day in and day out, because we deal with them. And when I say we, I mean me, myself, Christian Styles, he heals. That is such a tongue twister. Christian Dennis, and who else? Malibu Dollface, Kenneth Synagogue. Jeez, there's so many, and it's just escaping me at this time, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be other parts to this video. um, and this is not meant to offend. It's just something that most people are not going to understand. Most people are just not going to get it, and that's fine. You guys don't have to get it, because it's not your struggle. But I do want this to be very clear and open, that this is something that we all need to be working together to change. And, you know, let non-binary people be non-binary. Let gender fluid people be gender fluid. Let androgynous people enjoy their androgyny. Even when I'm not all made up, and I go into a restaurant, and somebody sees me, and, you know, I'm freshly shaved, and, you know, whatever, and I still get ma'am. I still get ma'am. When I say something over the phone, it's ma'am, you know, and I'm okay with that, because I'm an androgynous person, and because I'm a non-binary person. I could care less. Call me he, she, whatever, as long as it's respectful. I don't care. You know, those things are not really important to me. But what is important to me is just the common respect as a human being, and as someone who bleeds red just like you and has feelings and emotions just like you. I need to be treated that same exact way. You do not have to like and or agree with any of my life choices, because A, it's none of your business, and B, you shouldn't care anyways, because you should be focused on your life and your path and the things that you and yours have going on. If you take the time out of your day to bash someone else that is doing nothing other than living their life that they have every right to live the way that they're choosing to live their life, if you have the nerve to sit there and badger someone based on that, that says something about your character, and you look as if you don't have much of a life yourself. If you can sit there and be so openly negative towards someone who hasn't done anything to you and doesn't wish to hurt you or harm anybody around them. They just wish to do them, be themselves and be left alone. It's just, and change America's hearts one heart at a time. And that is my mission. That is every other Black LGBTQIA plus community leader. I like to use the word leader because that's exactly what we are. Myself, Christian Dennis, Little Nas, James Charles, Mark Bryan, everyone who has the common sense to understand that clothing has no gender, okay? That makeup has no gender, that hair has no gender, because we all have it. We all have those things. And those things do not define your sexuality. If you have the common sense to understand that, then I think that we all can be on the same page, regardless of our level of privilege. Because we all stand in the same struggle, in the same box of being not accepted in day-to-day society. I want there to be a day where I go to Walmart all dressed up and nobody even looks, well, most of the time nobody looks twice anyways because I look like fish. But for those people who know that I'm a male, I don't think that there needs to be a response at all. Because some people know, and some people would have no idea. Because, like I said, even when I'm not all dolled up, I still get ma'am. So it is what it is. I've just grown accustomed to it, and it's a part of the job. It just goes with what I do. So it comes with the territory, so I really can't be mad. And because I understand that, it is what it is. I really enjoy doing my topic videos. I'm pretty sure that there will be another one that is very similar to this video, and I'm going to continue to go in depth with these things. But my first topic video back, I think, went pretty well. So stay perfectly imperfect, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. Oh, wait a minute. If you guys did enjoy the video, don't be afraid to hit that like button, the subscribe button, then the bell, then hit all. So you guys get notified every time I upload a video. So now you guys can go. Stay perfectly imperfect, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.